Now we want to talk about this because over time, if you've been listening to us for a while, we have offered so many different processes and guided you in so many different mindsets to help you get a sense of this focusing of this energy. We talked about pivoting in the beginning. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So think about what you do want. But it's easier said than done, isn't it? Because where you are is where you are, and law of attraction keeps dishing up more thoughts like where you are. So it's all well and good for Abraham or someone to say to you, focus upon what you want, but if what's active in your vibration is the absence of it, then it's not all that easy to focus upon what you want. So then we began talking about just reach for the better feeling thought. Don't try to go all the way home. Don't try to get all the way into the pure positive energy. Just find something that's a little less negative. Find something, just lean a little in the direction. Try to find a better feeling thought. We offered processes like focus wheels and all kinds of things to get you thinking more in the direction of what you want. And many of you have made progress along the way. But today, we want to talk about something that we believe is infinitely more productive. And your question really cues it up in a powerful way. Because we know that the most significant thing that you must let go of before you can be the allower of all of the things that you want, you have to let go of your opinion and observation of being without it. In other words, you have to stop feeling not enough relative to the things that you want. And you would stop feeling not enough to the things that are the opposite. You would naturally do it if you could just distract yourself from it. It's not that you have to ferret it out and wrestle it to the ground and kill it. You don't need a search and destroy mission. What you need is a deactivation mission. You need a untangling mission. You need a let loose of it. You need a lightening up mission. You need an ease and flow mission. And so it's the reason that this getting into the vortex guided meditation process was created, because we see that what you are really reaching for is a vibrational shift that you have a hard time accomplishing in the midst of your very busy, very compelling, very real, very observable life. You have to find a way of detaching from it. Now, many people, at first, when they hear us say that, think, I don't know, Abraham, I've always pretty much known who I am, and I'm in this body. I was little, now I'm big. I was young, and now I'm older. But I pretty much know, I think, who I am. We say, not even close. Most humans have no real sense of who you are. You don't know your power. You don't know your wisdom. You don't know your clarity. You don't know your stamina. You don't know your love. You don't know your worthiness. You are allowing but a scanty little part of yourself because you're fixated on problems and using those problems as your predominant point of focus. Most people offer most of their vibration, which, it's so important because your vibration equals your point of attraction. What you're putting out is what you're getting back. Most people offer the majority of their vibrational output because of something that they are observing. But they're not very particular about what they observe. Do you ever watch television? If you do, you are bombarded by unwanted stuff. And it comes at you much faster than you can sort, sift, decide, and pivot. Much faster, much faster. So you just hear it and 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 hear it. Hear it and respond, hear it and respond, hear it and respond, hear it and respond, hear it, respond, hear it, respond. And you let that television train your frequency into unwanted territory, and then you wonder why the things that are in your vortex, the things you really want, don't come to you in the way we profess that they should come. What's wrong with me, you say? We say nothing in the world is wrong with you, but you sometimes let unwanted things do the majority of training you into a frequency that then you say, well, I'm tough. I've got a stiff upper lip. I'm determined. I can play full on. I can make it happen. I will make myself financially prosperous. I will bring myself into alignment with what I want. And we say, really, friends, you cannot force it. You have to feel it into place. You have to allow it. You have to surrender the resistance in order to allow who you really are to be. So what are we really saying? We've been telling you for years that when you think a thought, that then you have an emotional response to the thought that you think. We say to you, when you think a thought, that active thought, then attracts other thoughts like it. And now you have a more active connection with that thought. We've been telling you that for a long time. And now we're saying to you that if you will find some way of thinking as few thoughts about as few things as possible, by choosing something to think about that you usually don't think about, but something that is completely without resistance, that what will happen is, over time, gradually, not the first day, not the second day, but certainly by the 30th or 40th or 50th day, if you sit for 15 or 20 or 30 minutes in meditation and you have the singular intent of activating your attention to this music and syncing your breath with it, after a little while, the words that we are speaking in the background will come to the forefront, and you'll realize that you are actively involved in thought that is inside the vortex. You'll find your mind rambling, but it will be on positive things. You see, you don't wrestle the unwanted to the ground. You just leave it behind. You just leave it behind. You let it just fade into the vibrational distance. Every thought that's ever been thought still exists. So we're not going to tell you it's gone forever, because you could talk to an old friend, listen to an old song. You could look through some old photo albums. You could focus it back in, but you won't focus it back in to where it was to begin with letting it go. In other words, it takes a while to let it go, and it would take a while to bring it back. Helpful.